evening. Greed. I think of greed as wanting too much, more than you need, wretched excess. By that definition, this is a monument to greed. It's the Vanderbilt mansion. If Vanderbilt had a motto, it must have been, excess is barely enough. The house is gargantuan, 250 rooms, yet it was all built for just one man to live in. This is the dining room. It's as high as a 5-story building. The dining room table seats 64. I guess when you're this rich, you make friends pretty easily. From here, you can take in the millions of dollars of art on the walls. Renoirs and Whistlers, Renaissance tapestries. Very beautiful, but isn't this greedy? Who needs a $100 million house? Who deserves to have this much? Of course, Vanderbilt isn't the only person to have more than he needs.
Today, there's plenty of excess around. Junk bond king Michael Milken paid himself more than $500 million. Who needs that much? Hotel mogul Leona Helmsley, now a billionairess, sued to get the bulk of her late son's estate. That left his kids with less than $500 each. Isn't there a name for someone like that? Former Philippines First Lady Imelda Marcos took tax money from people who could barely afford food and then used it to buy lavish parties. This yacht and thousands of shoes. She needed them, she said, because she had to change clothes a lot. Haiti's even poor. Yet while people here were starving, Haiti's rulers, the Duvaliers, they called him Baby Doc, lived in this palace and spent millions shopping. Yet Mrs. Duvalier had the nerve to tell Barbara Walters,
I don't believe the money was badly spent.
Even religious leaders aren't ashamed. Jim and Tammy Faye didn't try to hide the fact that they had mansions and Rolls Royces.
They say the only difference between men and boys is the price of their toys.
And the rich keep getting richer. Now, to reach the top of the Forbes Richest Americans list, you have to have billions. One of these billionaires, Ted Turner, says the magazine's ranking makes them want to get even richer.
You're on this list, you see, and you want to move up the list. You want to be number one. Nobody will ever catch Bill Gates. Warren Buffett isn't going to catch Bill Gates.
You billionaires look at this magazine and you say, I want to be higher?
Of course they do. Absolutely. Just like Michael Jordan looks at the basketball, who's the scoring champion, you know.
Everybody wants more.
Sure, that's capitalism.
And that's okay.
I think it's okay. It's your money. I believe in private property. You can do whatever you want to. If you want to buy a big yacht, you can buy a big yacht.
You make no moral judgment? It isn't a little repulsive if somebody spends
it all?
Well, I mean,
that's up to other people to decide.
But in America, capitalists are vilified. People hate them.
Who does?
Well, lots of people do. It's part of the culture.
No, 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 Snidely Whiplash. Do not foreclose the mortgage. It's 40 below zero.
So wear a sweater.
You go on the street, there's this impression that rich businessmen are evil.
You know, my wife she wouldn't say evil, but she was so surprised when she was dating. I was the only businessman she ever dated. She said, I just never thought I'd marry a businessman.
His wife is actress Jane Fonda, no stranger herself to earning pots of money. But people don't usually call rich actresses evil or greedy. They don't call Michael Jordan greedy, though he rakes in more than $1 million a week.
Why is it okay for entertainers or sports stars, but unseemly when someone in business rakes it in? Well, let's look at this word greed. Greed is bad, right?
Yet we like the scientist who's greedy for new knowledge, or the artist who's greedy to create something new.
You want to get to the top, be a big executive, or be a movie star, or be the best in sports.
Ted Turner was always greedy to succeed in something.
I tried football, baseball, basketball, track and field, wrestling, boxing. I did everything. I was a klutz.
So he took up sailboat racing and became greedy to win. He succeeded. He won the America's Cup.
America is about competition and rising above that competition. That's at the basis of what makes our economy and our society tick.
Isn't that greedy?
Well, sure it's greedy.
And most of us will act greedily, given a chance. This is what happens when Filene's Basement holds its quarterly wedding dress sale.
We're going to play a game. The object of the
Psychologist
game
Julian
is
Edney
greed.
tests people's greed by putting dollar bills in a bowl and saying, at the word go, you can get as many dollars for yourself as you can. But every 10 seconds, if there's money left, he'll double it.
If there's $2 left in the bowl, I will put another $2 in.
But the game ends if the contestants empty the bowl. So what happens?
Ready, steady, go.
They could have made more money if they just left half the bills in, but they don't work that out. Even when we let them do it again. And again.
Most of us want more for us. Frankly, I didn't see many of you turning down your last pay raise. So maybe it's just excessive greed that's the problem. Vanderbilt and others, after all, were called robber barons. Their wasteful selfishness is what robs other people. Or does it?